Surah Nisa, verses from 92 until 100. It is not for a believer to kill a believer except that it be by mistake. And whosoever kills a believer by mistake, it is ordained that the he must set free a believing slave and a compensation, blood money, diya, be given to the deceased's family unless they remit it. If the deceased belonged to a people at war with you and he was a believer, the freeing of a believing slave in prescribed is prescribed, and if he belonged to a people with whom you have a treaty of mutual alliance, compensation, blood money, diya, must be paid to his family, and a believing slave must be freed, and whoso finds this, the penance of freeing a slave beyond his means, he must fast for 2 consecutive months in order to seek repentance from Allah, and Allah is ever all knowing, all wise. And whoever kills a believer intentionally, his recompense is held to abide therein, and the wrath and the curse of Allah are upon him, and a great punishment is prepared for him. O you who believe, when you go to fight in the cause of Allah, verify the truth and say not to anyone who greets you by embracing Islam, you are not a believer seeking the perishable goods of worldly life. There are much more profits and booties with Allah, even as He is now. So were you yourselves before till Allah conferred on you His favors, guided you to Islam. Therefore be cautious, cautious in discrimination. Allah is ever well acquainted of what you do. Not equal are those of the believers who sit at home, except whose are those who are disabled by injury or are blind or lame, and those who strive hard and fight in the cause of Allah with their wealth and their lives. Allah has preferred in grades those who strive hard and fight with their wealth and their lives to those who sit at home. To each Allah has promised good paradise, but Allah has preferred those who strive hard and fight to those who sit at home by a huge reward, degrees of higher grades from Him, and forgiveness and mercy. And Allah is ever oft forgiving, most merciful. Verily, as for those whom the angels take in death, while they are wronging themselves as they stayed among the disbelievers, even though emigration was obligatory for them, the angels say to them, in what condition were you? They reply, we were weak and oppressed on earth. The angels say, was not the earth of Allah spacious enough for you to emigrate therein? Such men will find their abode in hell. What an evil destination! Except the weak ones among men, women, and children who cannot devise a plan, nor are they able to direct their way. These are they whom Allah is likely to forgive them, and Allah is ever oft pardoning or forgiving. He who emigrates from his home in the cause of Allah will find on earth many dwelling places and plenty to live by, and whosoever leaves his home as an emigrant to Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and death overtakes him, his reward is then surely incumbent upon Allah, and Allah is ever oft forgiving, most merciful.